The Great Yohane, and Daya. Written by Daya's Penguin. Read by Arashi. My little demon, welcome. Daya blinked, looking around for the source of the voice. Clutched in her hand was a note from her locker, which guided her to this courtyard. The voice continued speaking, and eventually Daya was able to spot her underclassman Yoshiko standing on the jungle gym, dressed in her black, fallen angel outfit, complete with wings and a halo. Where most humans have failed, you are recognized. Today, you have been summoned by the great Yohane! Daya moved her arm up sluggishly. Yohane-sama, I have come. This response hit Yoshiko like a straight arrow. She nearly lost her footing on the bars she was standing on, only hanging on by the soles of her unnecessarily large heels. When she was able to, she responded to Daya. What? Why did you say it like that? Daya looked almost bored with the encounter. Though she would never admit it, Yoshiko fully expected to be scolded. She always knew Daya to be the most judgmental of the group, with all her motherly habits and health reminders. Daya normally would say something like, Yoshiko-san, don't stand there. You'll get hurt. Today, the student council president had come to meet Yoshiko, and was acting different about it. Is that not good enough? Yoshiko scanned Daya's blank face. Despite all her magical abilities, nothing revealed itself to her. Daya appeared bored by the encounter, no hint of her nagging surfacing any time soon. Somewhat emboldened by the lack of lectures, Yoshiko continued. You were called here today to serve the great Yohane. Grant her one favor, little demon, and you shall have Yohane's blessing. I will, Yohane-sama, but please come down here first. It truly was odd to have anyone, much less Daya, play along with her gimmick, but Yoshiko took it in stride. She flexed the black wings on her back and made a great show of jumping off the tall structure. Yoshiko hit the ground on her feet, and though the shock of the impact went straight into Yoshiko's lower legs, she managed to stand up with her pride intact. Daya even looked impressed. Your power is most impressive. Yoshiko smiled, flashing her signature V sign over her eyes. It was nothing to a fallen angel like myself. Now, the great Yohane asks you. Yoshiko pointed dramatically at Daya. She meant to say her request, but as her mouth opened, her voice failed her. She let the rest of the words out in a soft garble. Would you like to come downtown with me? Daya's brow crossed. She leaned in closer, bending her knees to be eye level with the girl. It was a gesture Yoshiko recognized she did for Ruby, and nobody other than Ruby. What was that? Regrets flashed through Yoshiko's mind, but she didn't have time to process them, with her crush staring her down. I want to hang out. Daya tilted her head slightly. You want to hang out? Yoshiko nodded. With me? Yoshiko nodded again. You want a date? It was a statement, not a question. Yoshiko wanted to say yes, but the words wouldn't come out. Daya straightened up, having decided. Very well. Are you ready now? Or sometime this week? Yoshiko gulped. Did Daya mean that as friends? Or maybe she understood what Yoshiko was trying to do and... No, that definitely wasn't it. Now is good, if you don't mind. Daya nodded. She turned, speaking as she walked away. I need to grab some things from my office, and I'll be right with you. Yoshiko sighed, leaning against the metal fencing. She thought after today these feelings would be resolved, but now they seemed heavier than ever before. She didn't know why it happened, but she was head over heels in love with Daya. Daya was extremely pretty, of course, but it was more than that. The mature air she gave off, the elegance in her dancing, and so much more. Everything about Daya amazed Yoshiko. But there was more to her than that. Sometimes Daya surprised her. She screamed out with passion for school idols and struggled with casual conversation, and she acted so much goofier than her demeanor would let on. They were both a little screwed up. Because of that, Yoshiko thought maybe Daya would give Yoshiko a chance. Now that she had tried, Yoshiko felt she didn't have a chance. Before doing this, Yoshiko read a number of stories online about asking your crush out. There were a lot of pitfalls people pointed out, but she was having trouble remembering them all. It wasn't good. Yoshiko needed to get her act together. She should be happy Daya was speaking to her so nicely. If she tried to push their relationship further, it could destroy what they have now. "Are you worried?" Yoshiko screamed an ugly scream, twisting to see Daya behind her. How long was that? A minute? Before Yoshiko could do any more damage to herself, Daya waved her to calm down. "Yoshiko-san, we're friends. Don't worry so much." Yoshiko stared straight into Daya's emerald eyes. She felt like she was dreaming. The look of concern on Daya's face was rarely seen for anyone not named Ruby. It took her a moment to respond. "Right, we're friends, just hanging out." Daya gave her the strangest nudge. "Well, this will be a date, but before that, I won't judge you if you say or do anything weird." Upon hearing that, Yoshiko's body wanted to get up and dance. Today was a day full of surprises. Daya did mean what Yoshiko thought she meant. It didn't make sense, but they were going on a date. "You mean it? With someone like me?" "Of course. I know I might appear to be a bit strict, understatement of the year, but I only lecture because I want what's best for Aqua. I respect the Yoshiko who I see working hard every day, and the Yoshiko I see trying her best to improve herself. You don't have to be afraid of me." Daya smiled serenely, and Yoshiko understood more and more why Ruby looked up to Daya so much.